Hey, welcome back, and you are listening to The Cosmic Connection. We're discussing chasing reality, and we're discussing the episode from September 15th. This upload is kind of late. Actually, it's really late, and it won't happen again. I mean, if it's going to be that late, why post it, right? But I did want to post it because there's a lot of context from this past episode that should lead us into the episode that will happen later today. So I did get it up before the new episode airs, so just spare me. So I want to discuss, so we're talking about, it starts out with Kingpin's retreat. And at this retreat, I gotta admit, Jayla's body looks good. Now, she didn't need a BBL, and that was true. Like, just snatching her waistline, nip and tucking the waistline, she has it. It's good. It looks somewhat natural, so we're good. And she sounded really good as well. And seemed to have caught the spirit at the end. Did anyone catch that? I don't know what that was with the... she kind of bent over. I guess she just got emotional during her song. But I was feeling it, and she has a very nice voice. So I'm wishing Jayla luck in her music endeavors. It's an uphill battle for... what she'll have to do is just really cater to her community, because we have a lot of individuals who have not ascended. They have not elevated, to have that universal acceptance of LGBTQ, openly LGBTQ individuals. Just, I guess, closeted individuals can, do what they want to do. Open individuals who are out of the closet, they are receiving this taboo treatment. So with Jayla having a really good voice, she'll probably have to just cater to her community the way, so many other artists does. Todrick Hall, he's real. Hey, the LGBTQ community supports him, and Jayla can do that also because she's seen the blueprint through Todrick. So much love to her. William the Baptist, he performs, and Hershey was being really shady, negative towards William's performance. I don't know if it's just me, but I think the Filling My Cup is a bop. There's a couple of lines that throws me off where it just didn't connect to what I thought the song was supposed to mean. But that's neither here nor there. I think it's cute. And I'm not understanding why Hershey was being so negative, as if it wasn't a nice song. Whatever. Hershey is very, very opinionated about William for some reason. His music, his persona, his position on black and white relationships, just very much opinionated and negative towards it. Very critical and pessimistic towards William. And I'm trying to understand, what has he done to Hershey? He actually has background with other individuals within the group, but not Hershey. Very interesting. I'm not understanding the dynamic there, but we'll continue to watch it as it plays out and unfolds for the season. King showed them some mega knees at the end. King was a dancer. Kingpin used to be a crump dancer, So with him being the crumper, I just can imagine that he still had those myofilaments, the muscles. He still has it there. So he has the mega knees, and he showed us when he was celebrating amongst the supporters and friends. So that was cool. I'm glad to see that they came out and supported King. I'm actually a subscriber to the official Kingpin, so I saw the whole thing when everything was on sale for the tickets and everything for that. And it seems like what he did for the retreat, the standard subscribers who was coming to support the 10K, they must have been separate. And then you had like Sean Davy Way, Nick at Night, and that crew, the upper scale or the more successful content creators, they were in that room, and they were like VIP. So they clearly paid like $300 plus to be able to have their seat, and they were able to be filmed. So I think that was great the way he had it set up, really organized. That's what's up. So Andre and Jeremy, they move on to shop for the fashion show that Jeremy was going to be in. In this scene, Andre opens up about losing his mother, and I felt so bad for him. Oh my God, my heart just melted for Andre. I'm not even going to go there and get emotional now. He has no one. He doesn't really have anyone except his friends, and they could be conditional. You know, when you start talking about friends, that's a conditional thing. Unless they're like someone that you've been around for years from like, elementary school, and you grew up together and this is like another brother or sister to you. Friends tend to be conditional, and you're usually using the word friend loosely. You're probably calling an associate a friend because it's likely in your head. That's the case a lot of times. And so people really find out who people are, and then they kill the relationship out. And this is a person that they were calling a friend all this time. But, oh gosh, I hope Andre finds love and could have his own children one day to experience unconditional love one day. He deserves it. Like, I didn't even think about it. Like, he doesn't have a mother. He doesn't have a father. And I just feel that he's so strong. That scene was powerful. And I'm so happy that Jay allowed that to play out and for us to see that side of Andre, and for him to let us as the viewers enter his world in that capacity, because we didn't really think about it. We heard about it the first season, about both parents being gone, or at least I heard about it through Andre's live, which was the after show. He did share that with everyone, but I'm glad he reiterated and mentioned it again, because it's really sticking now, or at least it's stuck now with me. And God bless that man. God bless him and give him the strength to continue in the way he's been, and give him the mental stamina as well. That runway show, Jeremy is a real butch queen, honey, because he can switch modes. Y'all have seen Jeremy in his hoods and the hats, and the Nikes, basketball shorts. And then we saw him strutting it, just strutting it down the runway. Butch queen at its finest. That scene was decent, and they were working on their relationship or developing and budding friendship in that scene. So that was what was up. And then we go to Palm Springs. So similar to the We Just Met Each Other Again mixer, it looks like Palm Springs is going to span out a couple of episodes. We already know it's going to be a part of next week. But Andre and King Fly Eye versus Nicole Ray. Lord. When they first got there, and I'm so happy that just piggybacking on Andre's situation, I'm kind of happy now that he has King Fly Eye. That's almost like a brother situation for him. I'm actually happy that he has him, with him not really having any parents. And that's really like having no one. Hell, when you don't have your mom and dad, that's like having no one. So I'm happy that he at least has King Fly Eye, and they have a very, very close relationship. And they would tag team in Nicole Ray. She got there like right before the other guest, and they were tag teaming her. It was a lot of straightening going on. And as far as, just transparency, that's what Andre wanted. And he wanted Nicole to own up to her stuff, stop being double-minded and saying something and then you're doing the same thing. So stop expecting others and holding them to a standard that you can't even fulfill yourself. I get that. So it was just a whole bunch of straightening going on in that kitchen. And I was here for it. Get her together. And you had the tag teaming situation too. Get her together. Okay? Now, you've heard me say in previous videos, and I was just doting on Nicole and how she's so cute. Okay, that's the appearance. But when we're talking about personality, Nicole started out real fun, but it was fun shade. And now the shade is going to another level. I'm not getting fun anymore. I'm just getting negativity now. Hershey came later, even after Rich Bomb. And with Hershey, she was being shady as usual. When the scene got to Hershey, who was sitting at the table, Hershey got cursed out a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if anyone knows, but Hershey was cursed out during Jayla's live on last week. Jayla did a live on September 15th, right after the show aired. It was one of the official Chasing Reality lives. Official Kingpin called in and cursed Hershey on the hell on out. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He rebuked him up and down. And it was because his feelings were hurt about how Hershey explained about Kingpin's comedy venture and the fact that this is a new venture he's going on, and another chase of his where he's going to be chasing being a comedian, a budding comedian. And apparently that was his first performance for a crowd that night. And I guess he wanted to see where Hershey was being supportive and being positive and saying, oh, yeah, he's funny. I see it for him. But that's not what Hershey did. Hershey was shady and did not talk him up to the other table goers, the individuals who were sitting there. And Kingpin was offended because it's like, okay, I invite you into my event. He wasn't being a real friend. Kingpin was caught off guard, and he gave us that true Cancer sign passion. Kingpin is a Cancer born, July 26th? Somewhere around there. And he gave us that true Cancer passion. Those are emotional behind people. And if you get them on the wrong day, they will give you every ounce of emotion they had stored up in their cells. They'll give it all to you. Like, those are like some of the most, like, those are some of the worst people to get mad because they're really emotional with it. And it can be a loud, yelling, screaming match that you'll lose against a Cancer. I've known enough to know. Trust me. I didn't understand why Hershey approached it from that standpoint. If they were supposed to be mending their, relationship back together and working on moving forward, why did you do that, Hershey? You pushed everything backwards. And on that show, when I was listening to the live, Hershey just made the declaration that day that Kingpin, we ain't got to speak no more after today. Because Kingpin did come on, he was calling him broke over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Calling Hershey broke. And he loves to call him broke. And Hershey, at that point, he just mentioned, we don't have to speak anymore. Let this be the final. Finished. Finish him. That's it. We done. We deuce Poppy. That's unfortunate. Because if they had mended everything after that, we just met each other again, Mixer, and that big screaming match they had, if they were able to overcome that, it's just a shame. Hershey also continued the William the Baddest hate train there as well. And that's where he was really rallying up the troops to really get together and talk against William. I hate when people do that. Let people have their own relationship with him. Let people have their own perception of him. Why are you poisoning people? And I don't care if they're adults. I don't care if people say, oh, everybody's adults. They have their own mind. No, yeah, they have their own mind, but they don't use it. So y'all gonna say that grown people ain't clicky? Psh, get out of here. Grown people are extremely cliquey. And as a matter of fact, many industries out here moves and has its wave and flow because of being cliquey, who you know more than what you know. So it's all that mumbo jumbo of adults have their own mind. They're not children. No, they don't. Okay. They got one, but it sure don't belong to them. Show me an adult that really uses their mind for them, or do they really worry about the perceptions of other people and what other people have to say? That's all adults do, is worry about the Joneses and what everybody else have to say. It's in your brain, like your mind and your brain is in your skull, within your cranium. But hell, it still belongs to everybody else. Anyways, it's just unfortunate that Hershey is poisoning all of these individuals against William the Baddest as well. This was happening to the official Kingpin at the beginning of the season. And now Hershey's doing this to William the Baddest. Just creating an outcast situation for certain characters. I see the budding friendship between the official Kingpin and William the Baddest. And at least they'll have each other. And we just got to go from there. So Kingpin and Jayla Arrives after Rich Baum's arrival. And this man, Lord Jesus, Rich Baum doesn't like this same old storyline in which he wants to pick a fight with the villain of the show, which is Kingpin. He's still doing this. He's still grasping at straws for a storyline. I wish I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And he doesn't have anything else to say, because look at it. That whole night, he was quiet. And Poetic just saw no need to even come. Hell, he really ain't got no storyline. Rich Baum trying to make up a storyline while he's at it. Nicole Ray clearly has one that she created for messiness. But Rich Baum is trying to create a storyline off of Kingpin's back by just having something with him. And it's unfortunate because this last time, and I can see why he did that. Because Rich Baum went off on Kingpin in the way that he did at the previous event, he decided not to F with them. He came right on up in there and act like there was air there. There's air there. Is anyone there? I don't see anybody. I'm going to sit down and eat this good food. And that's what he did. And guess what? Rich Baum had a problem with that. So you, Rich Baum, had a problem with the official Kingpin from the first get together in which you guys were in the same room. And you don't like the way what he said to you and the way he said it. You were mad about that. And now that the man chooses to just not F with you and just not say nothing to you, because ain't nobody for to walk on eggshells in front of you. What you think this is? So the man chose to just ignore you like you're not there. And now you still got a problem. Like, if you don't get on somewhere, get on somewhere. So Kingpin and Jayla, they arrived. Nicole freezes up when Jayla walks in the room, showing us that she wants to be the only girl in the room. She's threatened. She's not threatened by Jayla's money, because that's what she keeps mentioning. We all know that Jayla doesn't have Nicole's money. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if she has even a fraction of her money, because Nicole is still hating. You hating on a girl that you claim that you have so much more than, more property than, more prestige than, more clout than, but she's still a veteran compared to you. And you, ma'am, it really seems like you're trying to scrape, climb, and claw for her position. You want to be the head trans woman on the show. You want to be that chick for the show. And Jayla had been missing. And what you had been doing is talking negatively of her, talking negative her in her absence. She's not here, talk bad about her. She's nowhere to defend herself, talk bad about her. In her absence, talk bad about her. Until you could rally up the troops on your end as well. Is that what was going on? And then now that she's back, You freezing up. All that mouth. Lord, and Andre said it. All his mouth. All his big talk. Hot shot. Oh, I'm that girl. Lit. None of it. When she came through. What in the absolute hell? Where is all of that mouth, all of that tongue now? Cat got your tongue. Huh? Girl, Nicole, you let me down because I thought it was going to be that. And then we need to see tomorrow what happens. But Jayla came to fight, clearly. Head all wrapped up. Clearly came to fight. I thought she would have came and bust in there and gave them people honey. Baby, just gave them people the business in the form of beauty and body. But she came to fight, so she came with everything wrapped up, hair wrapped up. And, it's good that they didn't get into that. Didn't get into any fights and altercations. And she kept her cool. And Kingpin was ready to stand up. Everybody on that end of the table was ready to stand up and create a wall. And that's good. They don't need to be fighting the way they did last season. But Nicole Ray needs to cut out the foolishness. Cut the foolishness out, ma'am. Okay? That girl been here before you. Create your own storyline and stick with it. But don't try to create a storyline on the backs of trying to take a trans woman down. And another thing I ain't like, on Jayla's Live, the after show, and I know this is not a recap or a review of the actual show, but it is a point I want to discuss regarding trans women. Not all trans women were prostitutes. Some woman called in, I take it as a trans woman, and she mentioned that Nicole Ray called Jayla a prostitute on the show, and that she didn't like that because a lot of trans girls had to pretty much get it out the mud to get where they are today. And that could be some, but don't make it like it's a trans culture thing. Like the culture of the trans woman is that at some point there was a rites of passage way which included prostitution. Don't do it. Don't do it. There are many of trans women who has never been a prostitute. So that's not fair to put that on all trans women, that at some point that's one of the box you checked off in your journey. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'll close with that. And with Nicole calling Jayla a prostitute, you have to, when you start throwing things around like that, that could bring up defamation, because you're going to have to show proof that she was a prostitute selling that thing for some change out there in that good Las Vegas. We'll see. Guys, waiting for the episode tonight. I'm so hyped and ready for it. Oh my goodness. Talk to you next time.